warrior, we have to talk about it every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Boys forced into the sex trade. Boys, right now, bringing in 3 times the amount of money, according to law enforcement, than girls. Boys who are too embarrassed to come forward and talk about this. Boys, the younger the better. I think this is beyond horrific. All of this predation, exploitation is horrific. But we traditionally talk about girls and women in the sex trade. We now have to talk about boys, minors, children. Boys are brought up to believe, you've heard it, man up, dry your tears, hold it in, act like a man, all those things. We have seen now in 2025, we're hearing about the toxic culture surrounding boys, incels, things online, especially during that COVID period. I know it hurts me to say it, probably hurts you to hear it, where boys were everyone was isolated, but boys in particular were isolated, gaming a lot. Remember, wherever the kids are, so are the predators. And a lot of boys are on gaming, and that's where they would find kinship, think these people are friends, and start forming these bonds. Fast forward 4 or 5 years now, we're dealing with a culture. Look at all the shooting we've had lately. When we go back, or we're provided with what they tell us, we see connections to the internet, to gaming. Now, I'm not saying that's everybody, but for a kid, for somebody feeling isolated, desperate, not loved, not wanted, they're going to bond, and who knows what may come of that, bonding to the wrong people. And I'll tell you, these predators are very good. They are very patient, and they are very good. What they do is they slip into kids their DMs. That is how they're getting them to exchange pictures and dialogue and personal information. So we have our work cut out for us. I will be doing an interview today with Tim Nestor from the National Center on Sexual Exploitation in Washington, D.C. He's a VP there, and we're going to be talking about boys, because I really want to get that out there more, on equal footing with girls. And also, it's okay to talk about it, the role of dads and fathers, men in society. We have a lot to talk about. But boys, they are the victims primarily of sextortion. Sextortion is when they think, as an example, they're talking to a peer, another 15-year-old, and they start exchanging nude images. Once that nude image is in the possession of what the boy thinks is a 15-year-old girl, that's where $7,500, I'm going to tell your parents, I know where you go to school, I'm going to circulate this to every friend on your Facebook, because right now, everything is hackable. I woke up today and listened to something that was talking about blockchain technology. We've been talking about it basically, if you go back, for 20 years or so. Not me personally, but it's been out there, right? Remember, where there's a whisper about something, most of the time it's going to happen. Fast forward now. Digital IDs, AI, the artificial intelligence. I said to my husband the other day, a year from now, we're not going to know what's real and what's not real. And this particular video I was listening to actually said, so you're going to have to verify oneself to even use any of the online platforms. Now think about that. Think about that. You could say, great, because this will be the real person or real child, or not so great, more surveillance, more allowing us, more seeing everything we're doing. But I venture to say, everybody's seeing what we're doing now. So how much worse can it get? But I do want to talk about our boys, sextortion, predation. We don't want to forget about them. We want to give them attention. We want to listen. We want to learn from them. We are suffering in this country, as I tell you, a lot. Youth mental health crisis. We're not talking about that enough. We need to get a handle on this. I'm talking yesterday, now, so that we can intervene and prevent new victims. Now, in Giving Hope, part of our Warriors analysis, the younger kids, the Alpha Gen, and that's born in 2010 forward, they are showing signs of putting down phones, getting off the computer, reading books, wanting to learn about culture, like, music from 70s, 80s, 90s. There's hope, but it's up to us as the adults, as the parents, the grandparents, the family members, to take it into our own hands. And if you got 5 minutes a day, you spend that 5 minutes and you teach that child. Let it come from you, not some stranger online. Be very wary. The warrior's way is community creates change. We are in control. Make sure if your child, grandchild is on any of these platforms, because they're all the same. It's not just TikTok and Instagram, although those are two of the favorites of the kids, that you talk to them about who are they conversing with. Make sure it's only their friends and family members. Remember, giving your child a phone, a device, is like opening up your front door, letting the world in. And you would never do that. We lock our doors. Hopefully we do. Because we need to put some guardrails around the devices. We need to do it. And we also need to talk to our kids open and honestly, because they're smart, they're savvy. So let's talk about boys. Let's get it out there. Let's talk about how men can help them in particular, right? It's very difficult for me to talk to 13, 14, 15-year-old boy. But a guy talking to a guy makes all the difference. It's the same thing if a man was talking to a teen girl. Let's all step up. Let's all be warriors. Remember, lynswarriors.org. Also sign up for our e-newsletter. A new one's going out this week. It's right there on the website. Scroll down on the right side. And share whatever you can share information. Let's leverage the internet for good. Put it on your platforms. But let's make our kids the rock stars. Let's elevate them. Let's support them. I know we can do it. This is our last chance. Follow along. And always be a warrior.